It's Saturday, March 18th, and American Pinball is giving out invitations to its intergalactic ice cream social. Did you get yours? Hey, how's everyone doing? It's Johnny Pinball with our final Galactic Tank Force attack! Speculation and thoughts thread before we get to see the big reveal. I was a little disappointed when I woke up this morning and all we got from American Pinball was this picture here. Looks like they're not going to reveal until Wednesday, March 22nd. It doesn't say when they're going to reveal on March 22nd, but all the teasers thus far have come around 8 a.m. Central Time. Now that we know the day, let's focus on what we don't know. The price. There's been wild speculation that this game is going to be released in 4 different trims and cost as much as $13,000. I don't know what they're going to do personally, but let's take a look at their history. Here are the prior 4 games American Pinball has released. You may be saying, Houdini, didn't that come out in 2017? Well, they talked about in 2017, but didn't start shipping until 2018. So these are the ship dates. Same with Oktoberfest, Hot Wheels, and Legends of Valhalla. As you can see, the introductory MSRP or release MSRP for Houdini was $69.95. They currently sell Houdini for $79.95. That's represented in the red line. The purple line is what the cost should be with inflation factored in. So really, Houdini should be selling for $84.90 if we take that $69.95 and put it in the inflation calculator. So Houdini's at a discount right now. The same goes for Oktoberfest. You can get that below the inflation adjusted price. It only takes us to Hot Wheels, where the price that currently is lines up with inflation. So you can pick up a Hot Wheels today for $73.95 versus its MSRP of $62.95. So as we see, American Pinball's second release was $400 more than the first release. Then they went in a different direction and lowered the price for Hot Wheels. Legends of Valhalla came in more in line with the first 2 releases at $83.95. So where does that leave Galactic Tank Force? Now the first 3 releases only came in one flavor. Legends of Valhalla introduced the Deluxe and Limited Deluxe and Classic editions to the mix. So assuming Galactic Tank Force will release with at least 2 trims, the one with the cool tank treads and the one that does not have them, where do you think the price will land based on this information? I think the limited edition with the tank treads is going to come in just below a Stern LE and the same price as a Jersey Jack LE. So I'm going to put that one at $12,000. Now $12,000 is way higher than anything else they have released, but $12,000 may be doable if they only limit it to 100 units. 200 units. You see where I'm going there? The price is not that absurd if the supply is constrained. Now the next edition down, which we'll say would be equivalent to the deluxe edition that we're seeing in the chart, I think will come in at $89.95, which would make it $600 more than the current Legends of Valhalla Deluxe. Pulling up this ad of Legends of Valhalla Classic Edition, you can see they have the price at $75.95. I think Galactic Tank Force will come in a little bit higher than that. So let's just say $79.95 for Galactic Tank Force Classic Edition. With pricing out of the way, let's get to the fun stuff, the Playfield. The worst kept secret in pinball. David Fix seems to think we haven't seen the game yet. That's why he's holding off this release. These photos were leaked last Saturday, and here they are. Great HD glory, we can look at this Playfield. Now, it just looks stunning with the Christopher Franchi art. I mean, looks like we've got a race of space women who love ice cream. There's 3 ladies on the playfield, and then we have a gentleman in the lower left, kind of off to the side. So right off the bat, what looks a little different and reminds me a little bit of Wheel of Fortune is the bottom where the flippers are. It has those 2 rubber posts down there, kind of like Wheel of Fortune, but instead of having 2 lanes, it has 2 lanes below the flippers. It says lucky break. I assume that's going to work just like a free spin in Wheel of Fortune. Will you get your ball back if those are lit? But maybe not. It says bonus. Maybe it's a lucky break, meaning you get to collect your bonus twice. We're not sure. All we can do is speculate at this point. And while we're looking down there, does that atomic shield look like a pop-up similar to the Champion Pub pop-up? So perhaps that will be your ball save, will be the atomic shield, and maybe the lucky break gives you either your ball back or it collects your bonus. Speaking of the bonus and like the inserts, if we kind of look there, we've got the completed Zulu And we've got the completed Sunday targets there. Looking at the Zulu targets, we have Echo, Delta, Charlie, Bravo, and Alpha. Where's Omega? Come on, guys. Galactic Tank Force Omega, GTFO, right? Looking at the Sunday side of the chart, it's harder to make out what the targets say, but I see fudge in there, I see walnuts, and I see cream. All right, let's move up the playfield. We've got stand-up targets to the left and to the right. I don't know about you if you've been watching the Scott Danesi Final Resistance P3 game, but P3 games always have those stand-up targets in like the exact location these are. So I guess Jerry was right. The bottom third of the playfield is always the same. Well, no, Jerry's wrong. Look at those lucky break targets. P3 can't do that. Okay, never mind. We're moving on. So those stand-ups, let's see if we can see what they say. I can't make it out, sorry. What do we have next? We have an orbit to the left, it looks like. Does it go all the way around? Is there a magnet to stop the ball to drop it into the top 3 rollovers? We'll have to wait for gameplay. Moving from the left inward, we have that big ramp there. Speculation is, does it open up? Because it kind of looks like there might be a target underneath it. I'm going to say it probably doesn't open up because it doesn't look as complex as like the Walking Dead ramp. So we'll just assume it doesn't open up and it goes up top. But up top, what do you see? We see a diverter, so it can return left or right depending on the game state. So some multiple ball paths there. JJP! Sorry, Eric Minier. Dennis Nordman stole the multiple ball paths idea from you. Yet again! Bucking the trend of 2023, we see 3 pop bumpers in the traditional nest layout on the playfield. I don't think I'd ever say this before. It's refreshing to see that. Then we move on to the center stand-up, attack from Mars spaceship, the sucker shot. It looks like we have a very 1960s inspired or 1950s inspired spaceship there with the Greek lettering on it. It has some little stand-ups right below it. I wonder if they drop down to reveal something. That is the speculation. It's hard to say. I don't know if we've ever seen small targets drop down before in a game. If we look directly behind the spaceship, there seems to be 4 inserts there that light up. That would suggest there might be a way for the ball to get behind there. I am not sure though. While we're moving on, to the right you see looks like a target that swings left and right like World Cup soccer, and it has a cow being abducted by that spaceship. So that's pretty cool. Nice little Easter egg there, Pinball and their cows. We like them. And then that takes us to some little secret inside shot there. I want to say it takes you to a ball popper that throws it on that wire form return. So can't quite make out what those targets say on what that shot's going to do. And then finally we have the right orbit. The aesthetic of this game is very Pinball. The back panel has that cool planet there with the rings rotating around it. For toys, we have the big spaceship in the center of the playfield. We have the saucer abducting the cow. We have the planet in the back, and it looks like some little shuttle pods scattered throughout. Probably the people hunting the ice cream. All right, this photo just leaked today. It comes from the Women's World Championship down in Illinois. This is a prize they're giving out. So the cat's even out of the bag even more. It looks like where Ryan is holding the playfield where the spaceship would be has a pretty big cutout. So maybe those drop targets do drop, and there is something to shoot for under there, maybe a subway. You can see that ball popper spot has a little saucer for it, so we kind of confirm that's what that's going to do. And look at that, we discover one called, I think it says lab there in the upper left of the playfield. Let's go back and take a look at that one in the upper left. Oh yeah, sure enough, you can see it right behind the ice cream cone jackpot plastic. Okay, cool. Well guys, that's all I have on Galactic Tank Force Attack. I think I'm going to go get an ice cream cone now that we've been looking at ice cream, talking about ice cream. Who's with me? Who wants to go get some ice cream? What's your guys' favorite? Is it vanilla or chocolate? But before we go, we have some housekeeping to do. We need to finish up our March Madness pinball battle. All right, guys, can you do me a favor and vote below who you think should advance to the next round of the Pinball Championship? We started with 8 games. We were down to 4. Pulp Fiction versus Godfather. Final Resistance versus Foo Fighter. You decide. You, the audience. Please let me know. And then our next episode, we will have the head-to-head. And until next time, this is Johnny Pinball, signing out.